Imagine waking up on an ordinary day. The alarm goes off, but you're already awake, your mind spinning with worries that seem endless. Work, bills, relationships, the feeling that you're not living up to your potential, it all feels overwhelming. The weight is so heavy that it's hard to breathe. You feel trapped, as if you're swimming against a current that never stops. Now, imagine finding a small island of calm amidst the chaos, a place where you can pause, breathe, and reconnect with yourself. This place isn't physical, it's a state of mind, a frequency you can access through a simple, yet profoundly transformative practice, the mantra Baba Nam Kevalam. This journey isn't about perfection or sudden dramatic changes. It's about taking consistent, small steps toward inner peace, self-awareness, and fulfillment. And the first step begins here now, with you. Have you ever wondered why, despite having access to countless tools and resources today, we still feel lost? Why does it often feel like something is missing, even when we're constantly striving for improvement? The answer may lie in our disconnection from our deepest essence. We live in a fast-paced world, where the pressure to be productive and successful often pulls us away from what truly matters, inner peace. But here's the good news. You're not alone on this journey. Millions of people around the world are seeking answers to similar questions. And like you, they too have the power to transform their lives from within. The first step is recognizing that change begins with a simple decision, the decision to stop, breathe, and reconnect. In this video, we'll explore universal principles that can help you overcome fears, cultivate emotional resilience, and find clarity amidst the chaos. We'll delve into philosophies like Stoicism, Buddhism, Taoism, and positive psychology, showing how they intertwine with the practice of the mantra Baba Nam Kevalam. Each topic will be accompanied by practical examples, inspiring quotes, and reflection exercises, so you can apply these ideas to your daily life. Did you know that your brain functions like an emotional Wi-Fi router? It emits and receives signals based on what you think and feel, affecting not only your mood, but also the environment around you. Every negative thought is like a weak password. It creates vulnerabilities for insecurities and fears. But when you chant the mantra Baba Nam Kevalam, it's like upgrading to high-security emotional encryption. The mantra tunes your mind to a frequency of love, shielding you from external interference and strengthening your internal connection. If your mind were a Wi-Fi network, what frequency are you currently tuned into? Get ready to discover how to adjust that frequency for surprising mental clarity. Before we continue, let me ask you a question. What's holding you back from living the life you truly desire? Is it the fear of failure, lack of time, or perhaps the belief that you don't deserve something better? Whatever the answer, know that you're not alone. More importantly, remember that you have the power to change this narrative. Overcoming fears and insecurities, finding strength in vulnerability. At some point in life, we've all felt paralyzed by fear. Perhaps you've experienced this when facing a significant change, like switching careers, starting a new relationship, or questioning your life's purpose. These fears are naturally arise when we step out of our comfort zones and confront the unknown. But what happens when these fears start controlling our choices? When they prevent us from living fully? The weight of unacknowledged fears. Imagine your fears as stones carried in an invisible backpack. At first, they seem small and easy to ignore. But over time, each new worry adds more weight, until standing still feels easier than moving forward. The problem is that by avoiding our fears, we also avoid growth. The most common fears we face include fear of failure, the belief that we're not good enough or that we'll disappoint others. Fear of the future, anxiety about what's to come, fueled by uncertainty. Fear of rejection, the worry of not being accepted or loved by others. These fears are often rooted in past experiences or narratives we've created about ourselves. But here's the secret. You don't have to let them define who you are. How the mantra Baba Nam Kevalam helps overcome fears. The mantra Baba Nam Kevalam acts as a powerful tool to transform our relationship with fear. It works on two main levels. 1. Conscious observation. Chanting the mantra creates space between you and your emotions. Instead of being overwhelmed by fear, you can observe it as something external, something that doesn't define your essence. This emotional detachment is a central principle in both Buddhism and positive psychology. 2. Reconnecting with the source. Each syllable of the mantra resonates with a universal truth. Everything is love. Everything is pure consciousness. This connection to something greater reminds us that we're not alone and that there's an infinite force supporting our journey. Let's consider a practical example. Imagine you're about to give an important presentation at work, but anxiety is taking over. Your heart is racing, your mind is flooded with negative thoughts, and you're starting to doubt yourself. Here's how the mantra can help. 1. Pause and breathe. Before entering the room, take a few minutes for yourself. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and breathe deeply. 2. Chant the mantra. Gently repeat Bhavanam Kevalam while visualizing each word dissolving the clouds of fear in your mind. 3. Feel the calm. Allow yourself to feel the vibration of the mantra in your body. Imagine it as a warm light flowing through you, dissipating any tension. 4. Return to the present. When you're done, open your eyes and notice how you feel. Even if the fear is still there, it will likely feel less overwhelming. This simple exercise can be applied in any stressful or anxious situation. With consistent practice, it helps reprogram your response to fear, replacing panic with calm and doubt with confidence. Fear is only a shadow. It has no power unless you give it. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Now, it's your turn to explore your own fears. Answer the following questions. 1. What are the 3 biggest fears you're currently facing? 2. How are these fears impacting your life? 3. What's one small step you can take today to face one of these fears? If you feel comfortable, share your reflections in the comments below. Remember, you're not alone on this journey. Cultivating inner peace, finding harmony amidst chaos. There's a perspective in which modern life is a constant whirlwind of stimulaphone notifications, tight deadlines, social commitments, and an endless list of responsibilities. Amid all this, you might think finding inner peace is an unattainable luxury. But what if I told you that peace isn't outside of you, it's within? And regardless of external chaos, you can access this state of calm whenever you want. What is inner peace? Inner peace doesn't mean the absence of problems or challenges. On the contrary, it's the ability to remain centered and balanced, even when circumstances are difficult. It's like being in the eye of a hurricane while everything around you spins at high speed. You remain still, anchored in your deepest essence. In Buddhism, this peace is achieved through the practice of mindfulness, or full presence. Mindfulness teaches us to live in the present moment, without clinging to the past or excessively worrying about the future. It helps us observe our thoughts and emotions without judgment, allowing them to flow like clouds in the sky. How the mantra Bhavanam Kevalam cultivates inner peace. The mantra Bhavanam Kevalam serves as a powerful anchor for mindfulness. When chanting Bhavanam Kevalam, we bring our attention to the sound, vibration, and meaning of the words. This intentional focus helps us step out of autopilot and dive into a state of conscious presence. Each syllable of the mantra carries energy that resonates with the idea that everything is love, everything is pure consciousness. This connection to something greater reminds us that no matter how chaotic life may seem, there's always a solid foundation of peace and harmony available to us. Creating a daily ritual of peace. Imagine starting each day with a simple ritual that puts you in a state of calm and clarity. Here's how you can use the mantra Bhavanam Kevalam to cultivate inner peace. 1. Choose a moment. Set aside 5 to 10 minutes in the morning or before bed. Find a quiet place where you won't be interrupted. 2. Sit comfortably. Keep your spine straight but relaxed. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. 3. Chant the mantra. Gently repeat Bhavanam Kevalam aloud or mentally. Let the sound vibrate through your body. 4. Visualize peace. Imagine each syllable of the mantra dissolving any tension or mental agitation. Visualize a golden light flowing through you, bringing calm and serenity. 5. Enjoy the silence. After a few minutes, stop chanting and simply observe the silence. Feel the stillness within you. This daily ritual can become a refuge in your routine, a sacred moment where you reconnect with your inner peace. Peace comes from within yourself. Don't seek it around you. Buddha. To deepen your practice of inner peace, let's explore a simple yet powerful exercise that can transform your relationship with the present moment. Sam, a regular practitioner of the mantra Baba Nam Kevalam, reserves a few minutes each day for this practice and reports profound changes in his daily life. He describes the process as diving into a tranquil ocean within himself, where the waves of a restless mind begin to calm as he repeats the mantra. Let's now try Sam's step-by-step approach. 1. Set aside 5 minutes. Find a moment in your day, perhaps when you wake up, during a work break, or before bedand, sit in silence. Choose a place where you won't be interrupted. Sit comfortably, with your spine straight but relaxed. Close your eyes gently and begin observing your breath. Don't try to control it, just let it flow naturally. Whenever your mind wanders, it will gently bring it back, anchoring your attention on the mantra Baba Nam Kevalam. Repeat it mentally or softly, letting each syllable resonate in your body, like a gentle wave that dissolves internal tensions. For Sam, this moment is like tuning a radio. At first, he noticed a lot of static, scattered thoughts, worries, distractions, but as he continued repeating the mantra, the signal began to clear. It's as if he was adjusting his internal frequency to access something greater, a calm that was always there, waiting to be rediscovered. 2. Observe the results. After these 5 minutes, slowly open your eyes and notice how you feel. More calm? More present? Observe your body and see what has changed. You might notice a sense of lightness, as if you've dropped an invisible weight you were carrying on your shoulders. Sam describes this feeling as trading a heavy armor for light clothing. He noticed that over time, his mind began to react differently to daily challenges. Previously, small setbacks would irritate or worry him. Now he sees them as passing clouds in the sky, no longer dominating his emotional state. A helpful metaphor here is to imagine your mind as a lake. When agitated, its surface becomes murky and distorted, making it impossible to see clearly to the bottom. But when you practice the mantra, it's like casting a gentle stone into the lake, creating ripples that eventually calm, revealing crystal clear waters. This clarity allows you to view life situations with more objectivity and less reactivity. 3. Share your experience. Now that you've tried the exercise, reflect on how it went. In the comments below, share how you felt after those 5 minutes. Did you notice any difference in your sense of inner peace? For Sam, sharing his reflections with other practitioners was a crucial step. He discovered that verbalizing his feelings made them more tangible, like planting a seed that needs light and care to grow. By sharing, you may also inspire others to embark on this journey. And in articulating your experience, it becomes more solidified and strengthened. Remember, the practice doesn't need to be perfect. Just like learning to ride a bike, there may be stumbles at first, but each attempt strengthens your ability to find inner peace. Over time, Sam noticed that the benefits extended beyond meditation moments. They spread into his life like sunlight through a window, illuminating even the darkest corners of his routine. This simple yet consistent practice can be the key to accessing lasting inner peace. As Sam often says, the mantra Baba Nam Kevalam is like a lighthouse guiding me back home whenever I get lost in the chaos of life. Imagine your mind as a lake. That lake reflects your inner state, and its surface can vary depending on the thoughts and emotions that pass through it. When calm, it perfectly mirrors the blue sky, majestic mountains, and soft clouds, a clear representation of peace and your true essence. However, when disturbed, the lake's surface becomes turbulent, turning murky and distorted, preventing you from seeing the bottom or clearly discerning what truly matters. What disturbs this lake? It's the incessant thoughts, intense emotions, and daily worries we carry with us. These disturbances can be compared to different types of winds that agitate its waters. A mental storm, for example, represents those moments when we're overwhelmed by stress, fear, or anxiety. It's as if strong winds sweep across the lake, creating huge waves that completely obscure your vision. In these situations, it's hard to think clearly, make balanced decisions, or feel inner peace. On the other hand, there are moments when the winds are lighter but still sufficient to create small ripples on the lake's surface. These winds represent everyday distractions, automatic thoughts, or minor worries that, although they don't paralyze us completely, still pull our attention away from the present moment. They're like persistent breezes that keep the water slightly agitated, preventing it from reflecting the world around it with clarity. But there's also the gentle breeze, the kind that calms instead of disturbs. The mantra Baba Nam Kevalam is exactly that, a soothing breeze that touches the lake's surface without causing agitation. It acts as a calming force that dissolves turbulent waves, allowing the waters to return to their natural state of calm. Each syllable of the mantra works like a caress on the lake's waters, helping to dissolve accumulated tensions and restore clarity. And here's the most important part. No matter how agitated the lake may be, its intrinsic nature always tends toward balance. Just as water seeks its level, your mind seeks peace. Even after a violent storm or strong winds, the lake eventually returns to its mirrored, calm, and translucent state. This is the true nature of your Minda space of serenity and wisdom that's always available, even if temporarily obscured by external disturbances. When you practice the mantra Baba Nam Kevalam, you're helping this natural process happen more quickly. You're accelerating the return to calm, allowing the waters of your inner lake to once again reflect the beauty of the sky and mountain soar, in other words, your true essence. And the more you practice, the easier it becomes to access this state of tranquility, regardless of the chaos around you. So, remember, your mind is like a lake. Storms will come, winds will blow, and waves will rise. But deep down, your nature is calm, crystalline, and capable of reflecting the truth with clarity. The mantra is the tool that helps you find that calm, transforming even the most tumultuous days into opportunities to reconnect with yourself. Emotional resilience, facing adversities with wisdom. Life is unpredictable. Even with the best laid plans, unexpected challenges can arise via setback at work, a personal loss, or even a radical shift in our circumstances. In these moments, the difference between succumbing to chaos or emerging stronger lies in our emotional resilience. But what exactly is resilience? It's not simply the ability to endure. Emotional resilience is the skill of adapting, learning, and growing through difficulties. It's like a tree that, despite being shaken by storms, finds ways to rise again and continue growing toward the sky. Why does resilience matter? We live in a world where change is constant and often beyond our control. The global pandemic, economic crises, technological transformations, all of these remind us that we cannot predict the future. What we can do, however, is develop the ability to handle the unexpected without losing our inner peace. The good news is that resilience isn't something you're born with or without. It can be cultivated through mindful practices, such as using the mantra Baba Nam Kevalam, which acts as an anchor to keep your mind centered, even in the toughest moments. How the mantra Baba Nam Kevalam strengthens resilience. The mantra serves as a powerful reminder that we are part of something greater than ourselves. When we repeat Baba Nam Kevalam, we tap into a frequency of universal love and pure consciousness. This connection helps us see challenges from a new perspective, reducing their emotional impact. Additionally, the mantra combines three essential elements for resilience. 1. Acceptance. It teaches us to accept the present moment, as in Stoicism. 2. Presence. It brings us back to the here and now, as in Buddhism. 3. Connection. It connects us to something greater, as in Taoism. These philosophical principles work together to create a solid foundation of emotional strength, transforming adversities into opportunities. Let's imagine a practical situation with Anne, a professional who recently went through a similar experience. Anne received the difficult news that she had been laid off from her job. Initially, She felt a whirlwind of emotions. Financial worries, doubts about the future, and even feelings of failure began to dominate her mind. But Anne found strength in the mantra Baba Nam Kevalam to navigate this challenging situation. Here's how she did it. 1. Pause and breathe. As soon as she heard the news, Anne knew she needed a moment to herself before reacting impulsively. She sat in silence, closed her eyes, and began to breathe deeply. This small act alone helped calm her nervous system and create space for clear thinking. 2. Chant the mantra. Anne started softly repeating Baba Nam Kevalam, allowing the sound to vibrate through her body. She visualized each syllable dissolving the clouds of fear and confusion in her mind, bringing a sense of calm and reconnection with herself. 3. Reconnect with a broader perspective. While chanting the mantra, Anne remembered something she had learned from Taoism. Sometimes, yielding is necessary to flow better with life. She realized that, although the situation was painful, it could be an opportunity to rethink her priorities and explore new paths. 4. Act with clarity. With a calmer mind, Anne evaluated her options. She decided to use this time to invest in online courses she had always wanted to take, revamped her resume, and even considered switching careers to something more aligned with her values. The mantra gave her the emotional clarity needed to see beyond the initial chaos. This simple process transformed an apparently insurmountable crisis into an opportunity for personal and professional growth. Anne realized that by facing the challenge with emotional resilience, she not only overcame adversity, but also emerged stronger and better prepared for the future. Now it's your turn. I invite you to try the same method Anne used. Imagine yourself in a challenging situation. It could be something you're facing now or something you fear in the future. Follow the same steps. 1. Pause and breathe. Take a few minutes for yourself. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and breathe deeply. 2. Chant the mantra. Softly repeat Baba Nam Kevalam, allowing the sound to calm your mind and dissolve emotional agitation. 3. Reconnect with a broader perspective. Remember that everything is part of a larger flow of life. Sometimes, we need to yield to flow better. 4. Act with clarity. With a calmer mind, evaluate your options. What are the next steps you can take? How can this situation be an opportunity for growth? Share in the comments below how your experience was when trying to apply this practice. Did you notice any difference in your approach to the challenge? Inspired by Anne's story, we can learn that even in the most difficult situations, there's room for transformation and renewal. The test of a great adversity is not what it destroys, but what it creates. Winston Churchill. Strengthening emotional resilience through practice. To further strengthen your emotional resilience, let's explore a practical exercise based on Camila's story. She recently faced a challenge that could have been overwhelming, but she found strength in the mantra Baba Nam Kevalam to transform her experience. Here's how she did it. 1. Identify a recent challenge. Camila was going through a tough phase in her relationship. Frequent arguments and misunderstandings were creating a sense of distance between her and her partner. Instead of ignoring the problem or reacting impulsively, she decided to pause and reflect on what was really happening. 2. Analyze your response. In the heat of the moment, Camila realized her first reaction was defensive. She wanted to win the arguments, even if it meant hurting the other person. But upon reflection, she noticed that this approach only increased tension. Her mind was like a lake agitated by a storm, where all she could see were waves of fear and frustration. 3. Visualize a new approach. That's when Camila decided to use the mantra Baba Nam Kevalam to face the situation differently. She began chanting it during calm moments, visualizing herself as a flexible bamboo. Bamboo doesn't resist the storm. It bends, allowing the wind to pass through without causing damage. Similarly, Camila started practicing the art of listening without judgment, responding instead of reacting. Each repetition of the mantra reminded her that challenges are like passing winds. They may shake her leaves but don't need to uproot her. 4. Share your reflection. Over time, Camila noticed that her relationship with her partner had changed. Conversations became lighter, and both began to see conflicts not as threats, but as opportunities to grow together. In the comments section of the video that helped her, she shared, "The mantra taught me that being resilient doesn't mean being hard like a rock, but flexible like bamboo. It helped me find peace in the middle of the storm. Now it's your turn." I invite you to try the same method Camila used. Think of a recent challenge you faced. It could be related to work, relationships, or even an unexpected change in life. Follow the same steps. 1. Identify the challenge. What was the difficult situation you experienced? 2. Analyze your response. How did you react initially? Was it with calmness and clarity, or with fear and anxiety? 3. Visualize a new approach. That's when Camila decided to use the mantra Baba Nam Kevalam to face the situation differently. She began chanting it during calm moments, visualizing herself as a flexible bamboo. Bamboo doesn't resist the storm. It bends, allowing the wind to pass through without causing damage. Similarly, Camila started practicing the art of listening without judgment, responding instead of reacting. Each repetition of the mantra reminded her that challenges are like passing winds. They may shake her leaves, but don't need to uproot her. 4. Share your reflection. Over time, Camila noticed that her relationship with her partner had changed. Conversations became lighter, and both began to see conflicts not as threats, but as opportunities to grow together. In the comments section of the video that helped her, she shared, "The mantra taught me that being resilient doesn't mean being hard like a rock, but flexible like bamboo. It helped me find peace in the middle of the storm. Now, it's your turn." I invite you to try the same method Camila used. Think of a recent challenge you faced. It could be related to work, relationships, or even an unexpected change in life. Follow the same steps. 1. Identify the challenge. What was the difficult situation you experienced? 2. Analyze your response. How did you react initially? Was it with calmness and clarity, or with fear and anxiety? 3. Visualize a new approach. Imagine yourself as bamboo during a storm. How could you use the mantra Baba Nam Kevalam to become more flexible in the face of adversity, allowing it to pass through you without knocking you down? Verse 4. Share your reflection. In the comments below, share how your experience was. How do you plan to apply this practice in future challenges? Remember, just like bamboo, you can learn to dance with the wind without losing your roots. Emotional resilience isn't about avoiding storms, but about developing the ability to move through them with grace and wisdom. Mindfulness and presence. Fully living in the present moment. How many times have you caught yourself distracted, thinking about the future while you should be present, or perhaps dwelling on the past while something important is happening around you? Our minds naturally wander, but this mental dispersion can distance us from the richest and most meaningful experiences of life. Mindfulness, or full presence, is a practice that invites us to return to the present moment, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. It's like turning on a light in the darkness, allowing us to clearly see where we are and what truly matters. Why does mindfulness matter? In Buddhism, mindfulness is considered one of the keys to liberation from suffering. After all, much of our emotional discomfort comes from two places: attachment to what we desire and resistance to what is happening. When we live on autopilot, we react impulsively to circumstances, often creating even more suffering for ourselves. But when we practice mindfulness, we learn to observe our thoughts and emotions without fully identifying with them. This gives us the space needed to choose how to respond, rather than being controlled by automatic reactions. How the mantra Baba Nam Kevalam facilitates mindfulness. The mantra Baba Nam Kevalam is a powerful tool for accessing the state of mindfulness. By repeating Baba Nam Kevalam, you bring your attention to the sound, vibration, and meaning of the words. This intentional focus helps silence the constant flow of thoughts and anchors your mind in the here and now. Each syllable of the mantra acts as a reminder that everything is love. Everything is pure consciousness. This connection to something greater than ourselves helps us step out of the cycle of worries and find peace in the present moment. Transforming daily life with mindfulness. Let's imagine a practical situation. You're stuck in traffic, running late for an important meeting. The car in front of you brakes suddenly, and you feel a wave of frustration rising. Your thoughts start spinning. Why does this always happen to me? I'm going to be late and look irresponsible. Here's how the mantra can help you transform this experience. 1. Pause and breathe. Before reacting impulsively, take a few deep breaths. Use your breath as an anchor to the present. 2. Chant the mantra. Softly repeat Baba Nam Kevalam, bringing your attention to the sound and vibration. 3. Observe your thoughts. Instead of identifying with the frustration, observe it as a passing cloud in the sky. Remember that it doesn't define who you are. 4. Return to the present. With a calmer mind, evaluate your options. Perhaps you can call to inform about the delay, or use the time in traffic to reflect on what truly matters. This simple process can transform moments of stress into opportunities to practice mindfulness and presence. You will never find peace by avoiding life. Virginia Woolf. Integrating philosophies into practice. A holistic path to personal growth. Now that we've explored the principles of Stoicism, Buddhism, Taoism, and positive psychology, it's time to unite these wisdoms into a single, accessible practice. The mantra Baba Nam Kevalam acts as a bridge between these philosophies, offering a practical way to apply them in daily life. It not only connects these ancient traditions, but also makes them relevant to the modern challenges we face. How the mantra Baba Nam Kevalam unites these philosophies. Each of these philosophies contributes an essential aspect to personal growth. 1. Stoicism teaches us to accept what is beyond our control and act with wisdom. The mantra helps us find calm and clarity in moments of uncertainty. 2. Buddhism emphasizes the importance of mindfulness and liberation from suffering caused by attachment. The mantra acts as a mindfulness tool, bringing our mind back to the present. 3. Taoism reminds us to flow with life, like water that adapts to the terrain. The mantra reconnects us with the universal flow of existence, reducing internal resistance. 4. Positive psychology focuses on cultivating elevated emotions such as love, gratitude, and compassion. The mantra resonates with these emotions, enhancing our well-being and connection with others. These philosophies, though originating in different contexts, converge on a central point: the pursuit of inner peace and harmony. And the mantra Baba Nam Kevalam is the key that allows us to access this universal wisdom in a simple and direct way. Applying the philosophies in daily life. Let's imagine a practical scenario to illustrate how these philosophies can be integrated through the mantra. Scenario: you're having a particularly stressful day. Your boss is pressuring you for results. You have tight deadlines, and you feel like you're losing control. Step 1. Acceptance, Stoicism. Ask yourself, what is within my control at this moment? You may not control external demands, but you can choose how to respond to them. Take a deep breath and chant the mantra Baba Nam Kevalam to anchor yourself in the present. Step 2. Presence, Buddhism. Practice mindfulness. As you repeat the mantra, bring your attention to the sound and vibration. This helps dissipate mental agitation and focus on the here and now. Remember that the present moment is all that truly exists. Step 3. Flow Taoism. Go with the situation. Instead of resisting stress, imagine yourself as water flowing over rocks. Use the mantra to remind yourself that everything is part of a greater flow. This reduces emotional tension and increases your adaptability. Step 4. Connection, positive psychology. Cultivate positive emotions. As you chant the mantra, visualize yourself surrounded by love and compassion. This not only improves your well-being, but also creates a positive impact on those around you. You might even find ways to express kindness, even amidst the chaos. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. Albert Einstein. Have you noticed that the GPS only recalculates the route when you move? The universe works the same way. Often, we wait for clarity before taking action, but it's movement that brings clarity. The mantra Baba Nam Kevalam is like a cosmic GPS. It won't draw the entire map, but it will whisper the next step. Trust in life's recalculating. And what if your final destination wasn't even on the map? In the next exercise, we'll explore how getting lost can be the fastest way to find yourself. Let's recap what we've learned so far. We explored how the mantra Baba Nam Kevalam can serve as a bridge between profound philosophies and daily practices. We saw how it connects with universal principles from Stoicism, Buddhism, Taoism, and positive psychology, offering valuable insights for facing modern life's challenges. Stoicism teaches us to accept what's beyond our control and act with wisdom. Buddhism helps us practice mindfulness and free ourselves from the suffering caused by attachment. Taoism reminds us to flow with life, like water adapting to the terrain. Positive psychology encourages us to cultivate elevated emotions such as love, gratitude, and compassion. These philosophies, though originating in different contexts, converge on a central point: the pursuit of inner peace and harmony. And the mantra Baba Nam Kevalam is the key that allows us to access this universal wisdom in a simple and direct way. Why continue practicing? Practicing the mantra isn't just a technique, it's a journey of self-discovery. Every time you chant Baba Nam Kevalam, you're creating space to reconnect with yourself, the present moment, and something greater than you. This connection not only brings immediate benefits, such as reduced stress and increased mental clarity, but also has profound long-term impacts, like greater emotional resilience and a deeper sense of purpose. Remember, small, consistent actions lead to big changes. Just as a drop of water can carve a stone over time, every moment of mindful practice has the power to transform your life. If you'd like to go deeper and immerse yourself in the universe of self-knowledge and personal growth, I have a special invitation for you. Subscribe to the channel to receive regular updates on new videos, articles, and practices that will help you expand your consciousness and live a fuller, more meaningful life. Now, let's do an important exercise. Imagine yourself 1 year from now. How do you want to feel? What do you want your life to be like? Remember, the future begins today, with the choices you make in this very moment. And this is where the mantra Baba Nam Kevalam plays an essential role. It's much more than a sound, it's a powerful key to accessing your true essence, your inner strength, and your ability to transform your reality. By chanting it, you connect with something greater than yourself, reminding yourself that, regardless of external circumstances, you are part of an infinite universe, filled with love and possibilities. You can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start now and change the ending. C.S. Lewis. Take a few minutes to reflect on the following questions. 1. What have you learned about yourself throughout this content? 2. What are the 3 biggest insights you'll take with you into your life? 3. How can you use the mantra Baba Nam Kevalam to continue growing and evolving? Share your answers in the comments below. Your journey is just beginning, and I can't wait to see the positive impact you'll create in your life and in the world around you. Even in a fast-paced world, the mantra Baba Nam Kevalam can be a simple yet powerful practice that helps us reconnect with our essence, promoting self-awareness and inner peace. By chanting it, we create space to observe our fears without being overwhelmed by them, cultivate calm amidst chaos, and strengthen our emotional resilience. This journey doesn't require perfection, just small, consistent steps toward personal transformation. So, tell me, what's holding you back from living the life you truly desire? What fears are you carrying, and how are they impacting your life? Have you ever tried mindfulness or meditation practices? How was that experience for you? And what if, every time you chant the mantra, the sound continues to travel through the universe forever? Sound doesn't disappear. It propagates in infinite waves. This means that every Baba Nam Kevalam you chant, every vibration you emit, leaves a subtle mark on the fabric of the universe. The echo of your personal transformation resonates far beyond you. It touches other hearts and minds, even if you never realize it. Now, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and chant the mantra, knowing that you're not just changing your own frequency, you're tuning the entire universe with a little more love. Like the video, comment with your reflections, and share it with someone who might benefit from this message. If you'd like to dive even deeper, check out the exclusive ebook on self-awareness and personal transformation. The link is in the first pinned comment. And don't stop here. Click on one of the videos on the screen to continue your growth journey and discover new ways to find inner peace and inspiration for your daily life.